Senator Z.
Senator Jack.
I thought like I was gonna introduce you like that, but I felt like I had to put some boost in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had to match the energy too, so you know.
Yeah, like you stand up there and you're like, at this assembly, have we no decency? Which I feel like is what we need in the current state of politics in America.
Oh man, yes we do.
Man, that election was close, wasn't it?
It was real fucking close. You know, it kind of. I didn't think it was going to play out the way it did, but you know,
really,
yeah.
Why not?
It really felt like Kamala was going to lose this one, right?
Yeah,
and then
especially 19. I think Trump took what a 19-3 lead in terms of the electoral votes.
Yeah,
I mean that's 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Exactly,
that's a lot to come back from.
It's a lot, and you really didn't think it was going to happen.
Man, Trump's just a choke artist.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think he
had his toes tickled.
Say that? Can I say that?
I don't think you can. Maybe the ear though.
You got shot. You don't. He already didn't listen.
Yeah. It didn't.
But honestly, my personal opinion, I was hoping for Kamala to pull this one out. Really, really was not looking forward to another Trump presidency.
Yeah, I feel the same.
I like a lot. For those of you out there, I don't delve into politics too much in terms of my own personal beliefs because delving into it, I just realized there's a lot smarter people than me that deal with this.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? When people come, like my family texted in the group chat, you know, the same ones that don't want to start any issues in the family are the same ones that send nonsense in the fucking group chat.
It always tends to be those people, isn't it?
Yeah. So this person sent you got to vote Republican for Israel, for the unborn. And at the last one, he said for sanity. And I wanted to write a whole paragraph, but all I wrote back was sanity is a funny word. Funny word for voting for that lunatic. Yeah, sanity is 10 toes down in the red position.
He just forgot 2 letters. He forgot 2 letters. It was an I and an N. It was supposed to be in front of it. It was a typo, you know?
Can you believe, like, I shouldn't say I thought, I didn't think. I was hoping for true sanity that it was going to be a landslide in Kamala. Is it Kamala or what is it?
I've heard Kamala. I've heard Kamala. I don't know. I think I've seen some of her political ads say Kamala Harris. So I'll just say Kamala. Yeah,
look at me.
I'm looking at you.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how you pronounce. Listen, if I was going to vote, which I didn't, and we might get into that, I was going to vote for her. All right? Shut the fuck. How many people keep saying, actually, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Actually, you got to pronounce it Kamala Harris. You got to have that little nose twinge to it, you know.
But no, the people who voted for Trump are one of 3 categories.
All right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say, 3 categories.
All
1,
right.
Republicans who hate Democrats. 10 toes down for the Republican Party is just going to vote Republican because they don't want a Democrat to win.
Yeah.
I respect you. That's pretty much it. Trump's supporter who just didn't do their research. Or the cult member. And when we make fun of Trump supporters on this podcast, as we have in the past, we make fun of the cult members. The motherfuckers wearing the hats, wearing the shirts, waving the flags. My grandmother-in-law has a $100 bill with pure gold with Trump's face on it on her wall. Those fucking lunatics. I don't want to sugarcoat this. If you are one of those people that bought the hat, bought the flag, bought the shirt, bought the truck, decked out your house, you are a fucking lunatic.
I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. There's money to be made in Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking
that.
Christ.
Dude.
Like, okay, there's this girl I know, long story short, somewhere around Mount Juliet. Of course, this is the second time I've seen this exact same vehicle with 2 Trump flags. It's a topless Cadillac, I think. 2 Trump flags. Dude wearing a Trump hat. It's got the shirt. and it's just, and then right around the corner, there's a Trump store.
Yeah.
Another one.
And then he takes off that hat and puts on another one that says "No fat chicks." You fucking asshole. Fucking weirdo. Swaps that shirt out for "This is a 2-seater" with an arrow pointing up and down. You fucking loser.
It's got the shirt.
But yeah, I'm still not convinced that America is like saved and we're going in a good direction or whatever. Corporations still run this country. The foreign entities have us in our pocket. Like, we could. Yeah. There could be a future, but it's like the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have a potential foundation for being great. Will they ever be great? I don't know. But for right now, I trust in the leadership.
It's I can't say it's going to be all good. I can't say it because like you said, there's a lot of issues going on that's probably not going to be fixed. At least soon. So I guess we'll see how it plays out.
I was really hoping Kamala would pull that shit out.
Yeah, I was hoping too.
It was ugly early on. I think Trump was up like 19-3.
Yeah.
And then she was kind of pulling back. You saw California turning. You saw North Dakota turning. You saw, all these states turning.
Mm-hmm.
You saw Iowa turn, and they've been voting red for the past 2 elections. You saw a couple things that were giving you hope, but it just didn't happen.
She didn't
pull through.
Yeah. It's a little unfortunate because I was hoping she would, but
I blame the Democrats for picking a woman. No, let's not go down that road. Let's not. Let's not
I was not ready for that one. Ooh.
Yeah, the Democrats would have won if they didn't pick a fucking woman. Let's talk facts right now.
Yeah, let's talk facts.
Fucking, she should go back to her husband. Mm-hmm. Maybe losing the election, she learned her lesson.
Maybe she learned to shut her mouth for once.
Okay. Maybe she learned not to talk so goddamn much.
Man. But
I mean, they were saying that she was spitting word salad.
Yeah, I heard that a lot in the word salad. I gotta say, I kind of agree. All she did was talk in circles, really.
Like a politician would?
Yeah, that's why I don't trust any
of them.
But
I don't know about y'all, but I kind of prefer that over the guy that was. I have the
semblance of an idea.
I have an idea. I have a thought. I have a sentence of something that might work in my head.
I've got something that's going somewhere. We just got to get it there,
Hey, I said it would come out in 4 weeks. Yeah, it's been a decade, but
it's gonna happen though. It's gonna happen.
But I don't know. I feel like you're kind of with me when picking either one. That the one that just talks in circles, and had kind of flip flops on her beliefs. Even though Donald Trump did the same thing,
the exact same thing.
I pick her over the fucking deranged lunatic. But hey,
you do what you got to do.
It's my quarterback. All right. It's unfortunate. It's like having Deshaun Watson as your quarterback, R.I.B. Browns fans.
Or Anthony Richardson.
Let's not compare those two. Let's not.
One was bad for other reasons. The other was bad for other. They were bad for 2 different reasons.
There's good guys on both sides. I cannot believe you. It's kind of like,
look, one got benched, the other might get arrested. Simple.
One got benched for being a bad player. One was a serial rapist. They're kind of the same. Alleged. They're kind of the same, right?
Look, look. If we take that, move it to the presidents. We've got word salad and 34 convicted felonies.
Really, it's a toss up.
Yeah, it's 50-50. Yeah, exactly.
But I hope that this semblance of a plan, this semblance of plan, I hope it just turns into full thoughts that work. And I truly hope that you were right. Trump supporters out there, I truly hope you were right in the fact that because Donald Trump himself wasn't saying that he was going to enact Project 2025, even though all his friends were. If it's true that it wasn't himself it was just a bunch of crazies. I live here. I can't afford to bail.
Can't afford to leave, so I can barely afford to stay here. So
right here. Who knows what my car is going to be like in a couple days? You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
I'm right here. So, it was the outcome I didn't prefer, but it's the outcome we got.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it now that it's happened. So,
Trump just took a 23-3 lead. I think he just won West Virginia because, of course, he did.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he did. Oh, okay, yeah.
West Virginia,
Mount
Mama, take me home, country road. Did you vote?
I did.
You want to share it?
Not really.
Why not?
It's not.
Speak your truth.
I may have my own thoughts and ideas, but the voting is so one-sided or the other that it feels like I'd be playing into one side if I say I voted for that side. I just want to keep it, simple. Say I voted, I did my part. Whatever happens, happens.
Let me tell you, I didn't. Right?
Why is that, sir?
We discussed this before, and you were saying this is rage bait. Okay, so you can fuck. No. Listen, I just didn't care enough to. And I know both Democrats and Republicans will jump down my throat for two very different
reasons. There you go.
One being that you really let a fascist take office? You really did. You really let the fucking orange fascist, or the fucking so you didn't want to let those democrats not get in office, huh? Those pedocrats, the ones that are eating babies. You should probably censor that.
Yeah, I might.
Let me be completely honest with you. I don't give a fuck enough to. I know that may sound harsh, but there is going to be millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of votes in the next couple of days as of recording this.
In the next few hours as of recording this, really.
Then, millions of people have already voted. It will be counted in the next coming hours, the next coming days, right?
Yes.
One vote? It's not like, oh my God, we have a tie. We just need one person to vote. That's just not going to happen.
And I know one thing is we're in the state of Tennessee, and I know for a fact whichever way I voted, we're going red. It may count towards something, but in the grand scheme of things, the rest of the state voted red, which means our electoral college votes will go red. I believe that's how that works. Don't ask me questions.
Yeah, our vote basically is just telling the people who actually matter, hey, this is who we want to go for, and then they'll decide whichever,
Okay, yeah.
They're supposed to have the opinion of the people. That's just how it goes. I think Trump is leading the popular vote by almost 1 million votes currently. This is, by the way, for anyone listening, 6:40 Tuesday evening. Just to let everybody know, peek behind the curtain when we're recording this. I have the live stream on my phone. Yeah, he's ahead in the popular vote by 1.2 million.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean shit. Hillary won the popular vote when she ran. I forgot who won the popular vote between Biden and Trump.
There's been a lot of people that have won the popular vote and lost the election.
Yeah. We'll see.
Think that happened more recently too.
I truly hope. Yeah, Hillary Clinton. I truly hope that Trump wins the popular vote but still loses the election, just so we can go through Republicans repeating the same shit Democrats did in 2016 when they were actually the Electoral College, it's not actually good for our country. It's not a good thing. It's not constitutional because Republicans are going to say the same shit if Trump wins the popular vote. That's just how this shit works. I hate to tell y'all this, and I hate to be that fucking guy that's like, oh, both sides. You say the same shit. It's just different words. You say the same shit.
One thing I hate are cycles, especially when it comes to people and their actions. Like, if you see the same thing's going to happen again, like, why even try? And you already know that, like, as you just said, they're going to say the same shit with different words, and it's going to have the same meaning, and they're just going to do all this other shit that's just not going to really matter because they're just going to fight it because they lost, if they lost. And it's, it always means something different when it's for them. It's like, but this time it's different. That's their way of thought.
I'm sure in the next, like, year or two, I'm probably going to be a full Democrat. Probably. Because I understand the both, like, I am in the middle when it comes to stuff like abortion. When it comes to stuff like gun rights. I'm in the middle. A lot of people, mostly because Democrats just want to say, you want to control a woman's body. No. No. Some, probably. I don't doubt that there are some Republicans that are like, a woman shouldn't have a say-so. You should listen to your goddamn man. Right?
Yeah.
But I think Bill Burr had the best analogy or comparison when it came to abortion. Have you heard his abortion thing?
I've heard Bill Burr say a few things. I don't think I remember an abortion one.
When he compared it to baking a cake?
No, I don't think I've heard that one.
He said the way he feels about it is he put a cake in the oven, started the oven up, and then you came out and you took the cake out and just threw it all over the floor. And I was like, what the fuck? What'd you do to my cake? And you were like, well, it's not a cake yet. It was like, or it's not a cake. He's like, yeah, but it was gonna be, you cake murdering piece of shit. That's basically my feelings on it.
I mean, I don't really care to have a say, especially in like that stance, because I mean, I get what he says, but also in terms of similarities, I guess, of the analogy, kind of just, it's a little thrown off, I guess. It's the best way I can put it.
Cake is different than human life.
Yes.
and the ingredients of a cake put in an oven is different than a fetus forming.
Yeah.
So yes, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but the basic premise of, because that's what I thought. And not to get into an abortion thing, I don't even think we're having a debate, but
nah.
I know there's an argument before, I think like 7-8 weeks, that it's not a yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that it's a human life. Like, I can't look past it.
Yeah.
But I'm not fully against it, mostly because of population control stuff. But let's not.
I think my stance on it is more situational, because there's bad situations and then there's good ones that turn bad, I guess.
Yeah, wasn't there a little girl in Ohio that was like 12 years old that got pregnant because she got R-worded, and she wasn't allowed to have an abortion because Ohio outlawed it. Have you heard this story?
No, that sounds fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In cases like that, if you tell me that she's not allowed to have an abortion, fuck you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's legitimate. Fuck you.
Let me tell you something. See, that leads me into a little statement that I want to put out there.
All right.
And if you want to cut this out of the podcast, be free and willing to cut this out of the podcast. Okay.
We'll decide after you say it.
Listen.
Okay, that will have to be censored, because I know for one, didn't you put that comment somewhere and it get removed?
I'll try to send you the screenshot so you can put it up.
Oh, I already have it, I think.
That was more joking, because I was watching a Pat McAfee video and the camera was literally zooming in, zooming out, circling, zooming in, zooming out, and I just commented,
"Today's a lovely day." Yeah, I'm looking at the screenshot right here.
And TikTok was like, no. That comment's not going to be up for long. But no, let's be completely honest with ourselves. I hate the fact that some people are like, no, does that really deserve death? Yeah. Some people just need to be drugged into the street and executed. Let's keep it a buck.
I'm sorry, if you think a
those
12-year-old girl especially should keep a kid, that's a little fucked up of you, and not just a little, a lot. That's a lot of fucked up of you.
And what do we say on Red Light Homies? If you're over 85, you get
The shotgun.
I was trying to come up with a caliber that ends in 5 to try to make it like
a 45.
If you're over 85, you get the 45. Good shit. Good shit. Come on.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yes, it is.
We're gonna get this podcast big, and then we're gonna open a nursing home, and people are gonna be like,
it's like, guys, we just said that. We're not actually doing it. Hey, get the gun ready. We're not actually doing that.
My grandmother keeps calling me, and she says that her grits taste a little funky. Don't worry about it.
What does it taste like? Almonds? Nah, it's fine.
Oh, she's allergic to almonds? My fault. That won't happen again.
Good thing it wasn't almonds. It was cyanide. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't.
Slip of the tongue.
Slip of the tongue. Sorry. It was. I just read an article that said cyanide. It wasn't learning anything or anything of the sort, you know.
By the way, her file does say DNR, right?
Just making sure.
Just for future references.
Were you about to explain DNR to me? My mom works in a hospital. She's told me all this.
You paused for a while.
I was playing the bit there, you know.
Okay. My fault. We got to work on our improv.
Yeah.
I saw a paramedic video where dude was like, "Oh shit, he passed out. Get his file." And the guy was like, "All right," and he was, searching through a folder. He was like, and then you heard, and he was like, "Oh, thank God." And the guy just went, "It says DNR." And he just went, oh shit.
Wouldn't it be so funny if he said, "Oh." Sorry, buddy.
Takes a pillow and just says he died of suffocation. That shit said DNR. What was I supposed to do?
What did you want me to do? It said DNR. Come on.
But no, talking about the election, I told my lady a story from the Hillary Trump campaign that is still very funny to me. You know how Hillary went around trying to be relatable to everybody?
Yeah.
And it just turned out so fucking cringy.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she went on Charlemagne's podcast?
Did you say Hillary?
Yeah, Hillary Clinton.
Sorry, I'm making a lot of similarities here. No, I don't remember the Charlemagne.
Dude, she went on Charlemagne's podcast, and she was asked what 3 things she always carries with her. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And you know what the first thing she said was? And I'll say it exactly how she said it.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and hope it was a gun?
No.
Damn. Okay.
She went, hot sauce. Because, dude, she made it so obvious. Her campaign manager was like, "You're speaking to the black community, so we got to think of things that black people can relate to. Hot sauce."
I'm both shocked and disappointed by that.
And then she went, hot sauce. So, thank God she didn't go into acting. She definitely wasn't no Ronald Reagan. Holy shit.
That's probably the most, para-racist thing she could have said.
And she was running against the guy they were slapping the label with racist.
Yeah.
And she goes on a black podcast and says, "I carry hot sauce all the time with me." Huh? Hey.
It really goes to show when people don't know the crowd they're trying to appeal to.
Yeah.
Because from a black person, what black person actually carries hot sauce around? I have not seen a single one.
Yeah, just because black people joke about white people not being able to handle spice all the fucking time doesn't mean they got a bottle of Louisiana hot sauce in the bag at all times.
Yeah, we may have it at home and we may use it at restaurants, but we don't carry that shit around with us.
It might have been better or just equally as bad if she just went, I season my chicken.
Exactly. It's like, I can actually cook.
I imagine her campaign manager off camera going,
You did good. You did
You're
good.
doing it. You're doing the thing.
While everybody on the podcast is just giving her a side eye, but nobody notices.
And like when I saw that, and then there's the like, I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids. That
I've seen that
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
There were-
Honestly, a little dark part of me wished that they would have kept Joe Biden in the race just so we got another debate where they just trailed off and talked about golf for half an hour.
Okay, those debates, for one, my manager, assistant store manager, I believe, was listening to that debate as it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, sounds wild. And she was like, I can't believe Joe Biden sounds like that. He sounds sick. Somebody should get him some help. I'm just like, dude. And then she went on a tangent about how much she hated Trump. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I did not sign up for this.
Dude, they really rolled Biden up just for him to be like, so, Mr. President, what do you think you're going to do? And he sucks. He's always sucked. My son was in the military. Good. Okay, Mr. President.
You ever see his like, hush up, boy?
What?
I forget what conference thing it was, but he was speaking. Somebody said something, and he was like, hush up, boy. And it really brought back the good old boy feeling, the way he said it. And I'm just like, oh man, he went back to his roots.
I remember when he made one speech when he was president. It might have been when he was president. I don't remember where exactly it was from. But he was like, we're America. We're the best in the world. We own the finish line. That whole thing. And even Trump supporters were like, Joe, how you doing?
It's like, what you doing over there, buddy?
And then Shane Gillis said the funniest shit. He said after every speech, Joe Biden just turned into a Roomba. Because he would just...
It really pained me to see the president of the United States being ushered like a kid sometimes. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
And sometimes a bad kid. Like, there was videos where someone was like, all right, that way. And he would just walk past him. He'd be like, Joe!
Here, boy. It was kind of depressing to see, but it's like, man, if this guy gets office again, I don't think he's going to last very long.
There was no fucking way. If the Dems did a good thing, Blue did a good thing in replacing him as early as they did. Because if they rolled his old fucking ass out there for another debate, it was going to be a landslide. It wasn't going to be close.
It would have been a little sad, and how fast he would lose support.
Yeah, dude, even people who I saw one person say, I don't know what everybody was talking about. Joe Biden did great in that debate. And everybody else was like, are you okay? Like the most blue of blue people I saw were like, what are you talking?
Yeah.
Who paid you?
Even
What
blue
were you
people I
watching?
knew were like, he sounded like a fucking idiot.
He sounded like a withered corpse.
Yeah.
He would
And
just
I can't say
trail off
there's
about golf.
I was gonna say there's nobody I know that came out of that debate thinking that he was good, I guess.
Yeah.
Even the people on the blue side, I was just like, yeah, it didn't sound too good.
But even you couldn't say the same thing about Trump. The only people I heard say that Trump did good was a bunch of Trump fucking MAGA cult members.
Yeah.
Who were like, yeah, because all they want to hear is Trump shit talk someone. And that's all he did. They'd be like, Mr. President, what do you want to, or Trump, whatever. What do you want to do about healthcare? And he was like, let me tell you, Joe Biden, he did the worst he ever been in this country. This country's in the dirt. It's like, they asked about healthcare. Hold on. Joe Biden's the worst. Kamala's the worst. And all the fucking MAGA cult members were like, yeah. Fuck yeah.
I gotta say, I've seen a bunch of clips, and I kind of wish that the political landscape would kind of move back to that time where they were just like, I don't want to shit talk my opponent. We're here to talk about the future of America, and that's what I want to focus on. That'd be so much better than this person is stupid and this person is an idiot, and it's just, what's the point of trash talking if we're supposed to be talking about America here.
See, as soon as Donald Trump leaves the political landscape, I think it's going to go back to that, because Donald Trump's really the one that fucked that up.
I don't know if it will.
I don't see any other Republican as like overtly disrespectful and brash, unless it's like Ron DeSantis. If Ron DeSantis runs for president and gets the Republican nominee, you could probably expect some just disrespectful, ruining the country, whatever.
Yeah.
But everybody else that, at least even like Ted Cruz wouldn't get disrespectful like that. I don't think.
I wish people were people and not fucking trash talking idiots.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like the second debate, because the second debate between Kamala and Trump, she just laughed at him while he went on his tirades. She just laughed at him while he was screaming in the corner. And there's people that think he won that debate. How? How?
You got clowned on live TV and people think you won. Okay. I guess.
But it's if you want to see a respectful debate, go watch the JD Vance Tim Walz debate. They were extremely respectful to one, for the most part. There was a lot of, they're doing this and they're doing that and they want to do this and they want to, but there was one interaction where I think Tim Walz expressed that his son died in the military. Mm-hmm. And JD was like, "Oh, I didn't know about your son, Tim. I'm sorry that happened to you." And he was like, "I appreciate your words." And I was like, please, please, can we do that?
That would be, I would have so much more confidence in picking whichever side if it was respectful like that.
Yeah.
Because the disrespect just kind of leads me to not want to go either way.
Even then, it's like, when Hillary Clinton lost, as much as people hated Trump and as much as she hated Trump, she was like, he's our president now. I called him to congratulate him. Let's go for America, whatever. It was completely political talk, and I know that wasn't her true feelings.
Probably not.
But then Trump lost the election. He said, it was rigged. They're taking it from you. Go to the Capitol. He didn't actually say go to the Capitol. I know. Everybody will fucking bitch about it.
Yeah.
But he was like, fight for your country. It's been taken from you and yada, yada. What the fuck? And he didn't do anything for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But he didn't actually say to go to the Capitol. I know. I know.
To be honest, I think I may have been waking up with the hangover as soon as January 6th happened. So
I told you, dude, it's the same shit that was happening. Or no, I told you about the headline my fucking family shared around. Yeah. I was about to say it's the same thing with the riots, but I was like, there was no riots. It was the January 6th thing where my family wants to tell me it wasn't a violent insurrection. They weren't violent. What are you talking about? And then in the next breath we'll say, well, Antifa was the ones doing the stuff. It's one or the other.
Pick a fucking side, damn it.
Oh my God.
I'm fairly certain I was waking up in the middle of nowhere on a couch, drunk as shit, and then hearing about it and was like, what the fuck?
I will tell you, speaking on that line, I have been a little nervous about today, even though I didn't vote, so I guess I don't have a right to be nervous. But I was a little nervous about the day, and it did complicate? I did contemplate getting a little fucked up tonight. Why not? Haven't been drunk in a while, but all we have here, I have like half a jar of moonshine that's filled to the brink with cherries that I might go snack on. I'm not going to lie. They sound like they'd hit right now. But we have a bunch of random we have a tall Heineken. We have a couple of hard ciders. And then we have a full 24 pack of Modelo. Forgot how it got there. It's just been sitting beside my chair for a year. And I'm not touching that shit. Oh my God.
If it's been that long, I would probably suggest you throw it away.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's just been sitting out.
Exactly. And the fact that it's been a year, if that's correct.
Maybe. I legitimately have no idea when it arrived.
Say, while it is like a long expiration date, beer does have one. So
Yeah.
I checked that before drinking. But also, I also had that. I sent you the snap earlier. It was like I was thinking about drinking tonight. But I also think it's coming out of a place of anxiousness for the election.
Which that's not responsible.
No, it's not. And I know I told you, I was like, don't enable me to do that. If that's my reasoning.
I hate, even if Modelo was good, I fucking hate it. And I hate.
I wanted to get into that. Why don't you like Modelo?
I'll give you a guess. And it's not specifically to do with Modelo. That'll be my hint to you.
Okay. That makes it a lot harder, actually.
Well, I'm a little offended because I have told you the reason. Again, it's not specifically to do with Modelo. And I've said it on this podcast before.
Have we talked about... Is it just you don't like beer?
I don't like beer. I hate beer. I've tried. And you got offended because I brought up PBR. I hate PBR.
No, I don't like PBR either. No.
No, I think it was Jacob then.
I drink PBR. My household drinks PBR because we have an inside joke with it, and it's also really cheap. So,
okay, well I've tried PBR, Heineken, Bud Light, Budweiser, Miller Lite, Modelo. I've tried several different. I tried an IPA one time.
Mm-hmm.
The closest I've ever gotten to enjoying a beer, and I got like half the bottle down before I finally decided I don't like it, was a Bud Light Lime. That was the closest I'd ever gotten.
I'm shocked, but not really, because you don't drink that often, do you?
No, I haven't.
Like hardly ever.
I haven't had a sip of alcohol since probably my birthday last year. Maybe.
Okay. You're not a beer guy, I know that. And I remember, okay, this is a little story time. This was a Halloween party. Yep. Like my freshman or sophomore year of college. And there was a guy there dressed like a leprechaun. And he was running the full bit. He had the Irish accent and everything. And he was just like, you got to find the beer that's right for you. And I'm just like, bro, I don't like beer. And he kept talking to me about it. And eventually, I think one beer kind of grew on me, but I can't remember what it was for the life of me. It was one of the major, I think it was one of the Busch Light brands, or the Busch brands. But I honestly thought you didn't like Modelo because of the taste, and I was like, damn.
No, every beer I've ever had, I'm confident in my taste palette. If we did a taste test with like water, if you put an Aquafina, Dasani, Fiji, Smart Water, if you put all that and shit in front of me, I'd probably 100% I'd clear that. I'd guess every one.
It's kind of wild how I could do that too.
If you did that with beer, it all tastes the fucking same to me, and it all tastes fucking bad. It tastes horrible.
I do admit there's some beer variations that I do not like, and it usually follows the stout or IPAs, which have actually kind of grown on me now. The Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPAs, those were kind of good. But I guess you just I'd say you kind of have to find the one you like, but you've said you tried a lot of them. So you're kind of running out of options before getting into like specialty beers that cost an arm and a leg for $4. So
if I want to go to the gas station, and I felt like an alcoholic this one time, I'll tell you the story of it. Right. I really enjoy the 6-pack of the Jack Daniel's cocktails. You know, I think they got fruit punch.
I think there's a Jack and Coke. Yeah.
Something like, black. I think it's called Black Cola or something. I enjoy those, especially the fruit punch one. And there was one Sunday I did a trash run early in the morning, and I was going to watch football all day. And I had some leftover pizza, so I was like, I'm going to stop at this gas station. I'm going to get me a tall boy of that Jack fruit punch thing. It was like a tall-ass bottle of it.
Yeah.
And do my thing. It was 11 o'clock. Most people are at church. I'm at the gas station buying this shit. And the cashier looks at me and goes, "You're going to have a day, aren't you?" And I was like, this looks sad. This looks bad. Haven't been back to that gas station since.
There has been a few mornings where I was leaving from Amazon where I went and was like, I know it's morning for everybody else, but it is late at night for me. I'm going to get something to drink. And I think I got like the bootlegger Alcatraz green apple, I think is the flavor.
Yeah.
And the dude at the register was like, "Really? On a Sunday morning?" I was just like, "I just got off of work." He was like, "Oh, well, you just beat the cutoff time, so you're good." I was like, "Cool." I was like, "That looked horrible."
I just look him in the face and be like, "My church is very fire and brimstone. All right? I need something to get through it."
Yeah, at least it wasn't Fireball.
My grandfather really, he told me a story because I was talking to him about this, and he enjoys a beer. And it's weird, the duality of my family, because on one half of my family, I saw drink all the fucking time. My stepdad, before everything happened, he would keep a 24-pack of Bud Light in the house at all times, and he'd have like 2 beers every night, right?
All right.
Well, I was talking with my dad one time, and he was like, "Yeah, Grandpa will have a beer with, whoever when they come around." And I was like, "Grandpa drinks beer? I've never seen that man pick up a beer in my life." And he was like, yeah, Grandpa drinks. And later that night, I got a call from my grandfather, and he was like, "I hope you don't think less of me because," and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, what are you talking about? And now that he keeps like 2 6-pack, he's got to watch his health so he doesn't drink as much, but he'll keep some beer in the fridge now. But back then, he was like, "I hope you don't think less of me." I was like, I grew up around this. Like, I grew up with a shithead getting tipsy every night, but I also grew up with a lot of people that just drank casually at family get-togethers. So it wasn't a big fucking deal.
My family's very alcohol open, I guess. Like, when I was younger, for some reason, I wasn't the youngest of the family, but they always like kept alcohol like a secret from us kids kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then as soon as like we hit a certain age, I think my first shot of anything was mixed into a hot toddy because I was sick. And I think it was Fireball. I really disliked that. That's what started my hatred for Fireball for the longest time.
Fuck Fireball.
But then they would just, even now, like we just had a little get together. I say little get together. It was pretty much a whole like little party. And we had like Jello shots. We had bottles. Like I even brought like a 24-pack of something. Yeah, I brought like a 24-pack of something. Like we were all just chilling, drinking.
See, I don't drink at family get-togethers. Like every family get-together I've been in that I'm an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we just don't feel, I don't want to put down anybody. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but we're like, bring some sweet tea, bring some waters, we don't think family get together, got to get the 6-pack of this and got to get the bottle of this and got to think. There's definitely a portion of my family that does that, but I just like, I never feel the need to drink. I'll have as we've stated, I'll have a drink, but this entire year, we've had my birthday, New Year's Eve, Halloween, like we've had a couple things that I could have been like, all right, I'll have a drink, but as we have that moonshine jar sitting in that fridge, I'll touch it every now and then, but I haven't had a sip of it all year.
We have like 2 jars of we have 1 jar of moonshine in our fridge. It's mostly just cherries now. And it's kind of just been sitting there for going on 2 years now.
I will say I'd be in trouble if we had like a jar of pecan moonshine. Dude, Old Smoky does some fuck shit. Old Smoky, they got banana pudding moonshine. They got apple pie moonshine. They got some shit over there. They be fucking it up.
Okay, Old Smoky is good with the flavors, but I gotta tell you, the best moonshine is Tennessee Legend.
Okay.
They just do it better. I can't really explain it. It's just tastes better. Old Smoky definitely has variety though.
What's the first alcohol you ever got drunk off on?
The first I ever got drunk off was Smirnoff Ices. Malt liquor.
Pussy.
I was not old enough to drink, so I didn't have a choice.
You didn't have a choice.
It was, here's money, get us something. That's what it was.
The first I ever got drunk off of wasn't the first I tried. I think the first alcohol I ever consensually tried, and that sounds bad, but the first alcohol I ever tried was I took a sip of my mom's drink, and it was vodka and Red Bull. That was her shit for a while, and I almost threw up. That shit was so gross. How the fuck did she put that in her body? But the first drink I ever had consensually was Apple Crown.
Is it the one I gave you?
No, you gave me Jack Honey or Jack Apple.
I also gave you Apple Crown.
This was when I was living at the trailer.
Oh, okay, no. When you were at the house, I gave you, I think the first time for your birthday, I gave you the Honey Jack. The second time, I gave you Apple Crown.
I think it was because I told you I love Apple Crown, because I do. I love sipping on Apple Crown.
It's
Dude,
good.
I will fuck up Apple Crown. But
it's good.
That was the thing where I gave someone money, and I was like, could you get us alcohol for, it was a New Year's Eve party.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, no, I got you. And they were like, what do you want? I said, just give me whatever you think is good. I have no fucking idea. And so they got us Apple Crown, I think some Captain Morgan, a couple other things. But the first thing I ever got drunk off of was cherry red vodka that I got for my birthday. And I didn't even want to get drunk off of it, but I had 2 glasses of it, and I was feeling tipsy, and I just kept drinking it. I drank the whole bottle. My fat ass needs that whole bottle to get fucked up. All right? I drank that whole bottle.
How was it, like a regular 750 ml bottle? That's usually the fifth is what it's called.
It was shaped like this water bottle. It was probably just twice the size.
Yeah, it was wider. A fifth. Uh-huh. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I was probably drunk 2/3 through the bottle. But up to there, I got tipsy at half. It takes a lot to get my fat ass drunk, dude.
Jesus. Okay, I had a bender a little while ago for my buddy moving out, right?
Yeah.
Took off 3 days of work that I knew I'd be scheduled, so I just went ahead and got those days off. We got a total of, we got 3 bottles from this one place. It's going to sound really bad. We got 3 bottles for some mixers at Tennessee Legend. It's a distillery around here, actually. They have one. Got 3 bottles from there, and then we went around the corner to another store and then got like some cheap, high-proof alcohol. I think it might have been Southern Comfort, like 100 proof, I think is what it was.
Okay.
In 2 days, the third day is what we used for recovery. In 2 days, we made it through most, if not all of that. Just me and one other person.
Yeah.
That's probably the drunkest I could say I'd ever been. And it took both of us to get through 2 bottles, I think, total for that to happen.
I've been truly drunk twice. And it took entire bottles to do it. It was that entire bottle of cherry red vodka, and it was that entire bottle of Disaronno. Fuck, that Disaronno was so good.
Yeah.
God, Disaronno was so good. But
yeah.
Dude, what was fucking hilarious about that, I'll tell you 2 stories from the cherry red vodka night. Because the Disaronno night, I just cried my eyes out. But one, I had a glass sitting on my nightstand, and I turned and I smacked it. And I was pretty wasted at this point. Mm-hmm. And it fell on the ground. And I was like, ah. My lady was like, what? And I was like, I just feel the drink. And she's like, her sister was here. So she was like, well, tell Bug to get you another one. And I just went, Bug! she like throws open the door like I'm being stabbed. And she's like, what? I'm like, can you get me another drink? And she went, oh my God. Yeah.
At that point, I would have been like, no, honey. I'll just give you some water here.
But the other time, and if you are not of age, close your ears for this.
Yes.
I was going in, right? Me and my lady were just, I was going in. I was in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fell off. I fell off the bed and crashed into my laundry basket. And that shit snapped on my back. And my lady went, oh my God. Because it made a loud ass noise. You know, all that blubber was coming in contact with. But she was like, are you okay? She stopped. I was like, yeah. Jumped back on the bed and went back. I knew my objective. I hadn't completed my mission yet.
Okay, your recovery was good, but I would not have recovered from that.
Dude, that shit hurt so bad.
I would have had to have like taken a moment like
She was like, holy shit.
It's like, I'm good. Let's get it again.
Yeah, no. I hopped back. She went, are you all right? And I just went, yeah. And I just jumped on the bed. Again, I had a mission to complete. All right.
I've got to say, one of my flaws is once I get drunk, I want to talk about everything. Like that's why I usually have that's why I think I have really good friends, because we could just talk about anything, everything, and it just continues when we're drunk.
Yeah.
Like I was really fucking wasted. And we were outside on the balcony of his apartment complex talking about fucking space. Just space, everything. It's really fun. But
the two times I've been drunk, the one time I just wanted to go. I just want to go with my lady. And I wasn't stopping. And she was like, I thought whiskey dick was the thing. And I was like, huh? Keep going. Right? The other time, and I've learned, don't tell a sad story. Because I was with my roommate and he was like tipsy, but since I was already fucking wasted, we just fed off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And he told a story about how he was insecure during sex one time, and I was like, listen, I always feel like my dick is too little. Okay, and my lady came up and she was like, no, you can't. I was like, no, I gotta tell this. We just gotta push through. And I just started bawling, dude. And she was like, all right, let's go take a shower.
Hey, whiskey dick is a real confidence killer, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Dude, and we took a shower, and she literally had to shower with me. We shower all the time together, but she was washing me while I was just having a mental breakdown, just talking about everything. And she was like, yeah. And then what? And I was like, fuck them.
I've said this before, and I will say it again. You, sir, have a keeper.
Yeah, most definitely. The amount of shit she's had to put up with. I will say that's an insecurity. But, like, I'll tell you something. Jesus. Kamala is leading in Pennsylvania 72% to 26%.
Ooh.
Oh my
but it's
God.
Also 95-35 right now, so.
What is?
The 95 Trump, 35 Harris.
So what? In what state?
In total.
Oh. But, I'll tell you something, Z. I'm going to expose myself a little bit on here, if you don't
mind. All right. Go for it.
I like being a little submissive sometimes. I'm going to be honest. I do, right?
Honestly, that's kind of a shock for me to hear.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a recent revelation. And first of all, me and Z have never, just for Z to come off like that, it may sound a little certain way to a couple people, and I just want to set the record straight.
We don't talk about private life like that.
Yeah.
So, I know I was basing my opinion off of his personality from how I viewed him.
But no, I think it's like 80% being in control and whatever, 20% being that way, right? I'll turn on one of those videos where they instruct you, right? But then she'll be like, oh, that pathetic little thing. And that's when I hit him with the... And then she'll be like, keep going. It'll be like, okay.
I was going to play into that bit, but I really just don't want to.
I don't feel comfortable in playing into this. I'm going to be honest.
Honestly, it's a surprise for me to hear that based off what I thought of you. But honestly, I guess that it's not too much of a surprise.
What does that mean?
Everybody has a little anti them in them.
Sometimes you just want to switch it up. Flip that pancake around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have your, my go-to is strawberry jelly on a peanut butter and jelly. I like grape every now and then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got to switch it up. You got to make it interesting.
You gotta keep it fresh sometimes, you know?
Now, one time I said, could you make me a milkshake? Right? Just a little homemade. Put ice cream in some milk, mix it up real good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was like, no, I'm tired. I don't want to. I was like, please? She said, no. And I wouldn't leave it alone. And she was like, I will if you let me peg you. And I was like, I said yes.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I haven't accomplished it, though. Haven't gone all the way. And I don't think it's ever going to happen. I'm going to be on my deathbed saying, you ain't getting this. And then I'm going to feel her hands grab me and be like, no! No! You remember that milkshake?
It reminds me of the video of what seems to be a nurse fucking with this dude on the going unconscious for an operation. And it's like, yeah, we're going to remove your dick. And he's like, what? He woke up out of that bitch real quick. He said, no. And as he's falling, he's like, no, please don't. No, you can't. I was here for weight loss surgery. You can't. He was just in and out trying to fight it so hard.
I think there was a Kenny Knox Vine where it's like, all right, Mr. Johnson, welcome back from your surgery. You go, where'd my dick go? Where'd my dick go? And the nurse just takes off out the door.
But I actually do know a guy that has gotten pegged. And I got to tell you, I was...
So, this was this week.
No, I got to tell this story real quick.
No, you're going to let me finish.
No. It's ridiculous because, for one, it was too much information that I did not need to know.
Sounds like it.
Two, this dude, we talked about this as we were all drunk as shit.
Sounds like
in the cabin on a river. And we were just like, would you do it if she said, let me peg you if you stick it in the ass? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then 2 weeks later, this motherfucker comes up to me and was just like, I did it. I was like, what are you talking about?
I mean, see, I would just look you in the eyes and be like, I did it. What? And just walk away. And that's the end of our relationship. Just walk off into the sunset.
He had a certain code word for it that we had came up with when we were drunk. And I completely had forgotten about that code word. And he kept saying it. And I'm just like, dude, did you really?
Dude, yeah, but I said, like, of course y'all were drunk, but you always have that one person that's like, so what? I want a finger in my ass. What's the fucking problem with it?
It's not even that I was judging him for doing it. It was just, why did you tell me? Why did I need to be privy to that information?
There's a lot of things to learn in this life. That's not on my list of things. Yeah, even when we talk, like I talk a little about my sex life with you, but I never go into detail outside of like vague.
And I appreciate you not going into detail. I just don't want to picture my friends doing anything of the sort, to be honest.
I'm joking about it, hyperbolic, or just being vague about it. I don't. And we talked about kind of, I don't want to say promiscuity, but we've talked about sex sometimes on this podcast in terms of like media and just, and me and you just have that relationship. And I think you're just kind of the person where it's like, I'll have a vague, I'll listen about you getting drunk and falling into the laundry basket while you're trying to get in some cheeks. But how about you don't come up to me and say, see, it happened. Can we not do that?
Exactly. That's exactly what I would appreciate. It's just never the specific details. If you got a funny story, sure, I'm all ears. If it's if it's vague, fine. But if you got details, don't give them to me.
But from election to our friends getting pegged, this was Red Light Homies for this lovely Monday. Z, how'd you feel about this conversation?
It's kind of funny. I'd like to see what y'all think. I want to see how this election actually ends up turning out. Just to get an idea of what we're up for in the next 4 years.
I'm going to be honest, I don't. But follow all the socials. Red Light Homies on everything. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow on Instagram. Follow on TikTok. And that's about it. Rate 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening to, whether that's Amazon Music, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, whatever you do. Z, what's an example of a 5-star rating that they could?
These guys really played with my head here, but they came through and still played with my head and then just completely changed topics and started talking about alcohol and sex. But, they're a pretty fun, random couple guys to talk to. So, Red Light Homies.
They made me believe I was living in 3 realities. 5 stars.
Yeah.
But also share the show, whether that's clicking the crooked arrow, messaging it to someone, sharing it on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on whatever you want to do, or word of mouth. Word of mouth is very, very, very important. If you have a buddy, if you have a relative come up to you and they're like, hey, I got fucked up on the election and I need to feel better about myself by hearing some funny little drunk stories. Z, what do they tell them?
Tell them, go over to the boys, Jackie and Z. We're Red Light Homies. Jackie will tell you a good little funny story about how he ended up breaking his laundry basket, and Z will tell you about how he talked about space and his friend getting pegged. But head on over to them. It's fun.
This was the homies, Jackie and Z.
That's me.
And we'll see y'all next Monday.
Peace out.